Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow researchers. Introduce myself. My name is Januar Arifin from Indonesia University. It's an honor to have the opportunity to share our research findings with you all. Our presentation today is centered around the impact of Meteotsunami in Indonesia, which was triggered by the shockwave of the Hunga Tonga volcanic eruption that occurred on January 15, 2022 last year. Meteor tsunami are a fascinating and relatively less explored natural phenomenon. Meteor tsunami, also known as risaga, is resulting from rapid change in air pressure and triggered by atmospheric disturbances. A case example due to a sudden atmospheric pressure surge is the Menorca meteor tsunami in Spain on June 15, 2006, which generated 4 to 5 meters, causing damage to 100 boats and 35 sinking in the Ceuta de la port. Meteor tsunamis can also occur due to shockwave or propagation of the land wave in the atmosphere, driven by the immense air blast energy release on a significant volcanic eruption. Case examples of meteor tsunamis due to volcanic air blasts are the meteor tsunami triggered by the massive eruption of the Krakatoa in 1883 in the Sunda Strait, and the meteor tsunami caused by the eruption of Besmiani volcano in 1656 occurred in Kamchatka, Alaska. Meteor tsunami generated by the eruption of Hunga Tonga Hapai on January 15, 2022 in the middle of the Pacific Ocean serve as noteworthy recent example of this national phenomenon. The eruption of Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai last year can be considered the most potent eruption of the 21st century compared to the 1883 Krakatoa eruption, which had a similar eruption mechanism which was triggered by a dramatic underwater volcanic eruption. This powerful eruption, which largely obliterated the body of the volcano from the sea surface, generated both direct tsunami wave and meteor tsunami. Meteor tsunami that occurred was caused by the propagation of a shockwave in the atmosphere triggered by the air blast of the eruption. The meteor tsunami and the shockwave as the generator detected globally, including in the Mediterranean Sea, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and the Caribbean Ocean. This meteor tsunami phenomenon resulting from the eruption of the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai garnered widespread global attention, extending even to Indonesia. Its repercussions were felt not only near the eruption but also on a global scale, prompting us to try to investigate the significance and the impact as well in the Indonesian region. Based on this background, we formulated our research objectives as follows. Firstly, we want to try and investigate the occurrence and analyze the characteristic of the meteor tsunami in the Indonesian region as a result of the Hunga Tonga Hunga Pai volcanic eruption. Secondly, we want to assess potential impact of the meteor tsunami generated by the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai eruption. And lastly, we want to provide recommendation for mitigation adaptation strategies in response to Hunga Tonga meteor tsunami hazard. The study used data from various sources, including air pressure record from BMKG's automatic weather station. Secondly, we used sea level mariogram from tide gauge station operated by BIG, AWS water level and tsunami gauge station owned by BMKG, and lastly, we use IDSL network from Brain. These data were collected during period from January 15 to January 21st, 2022. According to the air pressure record from the AWS network of BMKG on January 15, 2022, there was an extreme air pressure spike observed in 35 AWS stations across Indonesia, as some examples are shown in the slide. The spike exhibited identical and coherent patterns concerning the distance from each station to the location of Hunga Tonga volcano. The analysis of the trend in arrival time of air pressure anomalies concerning the distance of each station to the Hunga Tonga Hunga Pai volcano have highly strong linear relationship. By taking the initial eruption time at 4:14 UTC, the correlation coefficient of the linear regression is 0.998. to the gradient of the arrival time trend with respect to distance. The propagation speed of the shockwave is estimated to be approximately 312 meters per second. Impulsive error anomalies have ranged between 1.2 to 2.2 with distribution pattern and trend that do not reduce significantly with distance. These characteristics are consistent with similar anomalies detected in Japan. This suggests an association with shockwave propagation with relatively homogeneous air characteristics across different locations. Overlaying meteorogram data and air pressure data from a number of sea level and co-located or nearby fresh sensor observation station reveals that the arrival time of the air pressure input is followed almost similarly by the detection of the tsunami waves at each location. This confirmed that the shockwave was capable of generating local tsunami wave with varying heats at several locations in Indonesia. The maximum wave height recorded for Meteotsunamis varied, with the lowest being 2.8 centimeters and the highest reaching to 22.6 centimeters, resulting in an average height of 7.3 centimeters. This variability demonstrates that each location experienced a unique maximum height, even though the air pressure anomalies in the Indonesian region exhibited considerably diversity. There was a video recording report from the people in Ambon showing the sudden appearance of the tidal wave near the Merah Putih Bridge along the Ambon-based coastline, resembling a small tsunami on January 15, 2021. Around 19 Eastern Indonesia time or 10 UTC. The presence of this tsunami-like wave aligned in time with the shock wave generated by that eruption in the air pressure sensor data and the Meteotsunami signature in the water level sensor in Ambon Bay, Maluku. Although it can be categorized as a relatively small, regarding on evidence from the video recording suggests that the resulting current were quite strong when they reached the shores. There were no report of significant damage caused by this wave in Indonesia. In our analytic approach, we employ spectral analysis through FFT method to scrutinize each meteorogram recording in detail. The dominant period of each tsunami recording ranged from 15.57 minutes to 80.09 minutes with an average period of 40.31 minutes. The trend of change in the dominant tsunami period constant in the distance to volcano appears to be relatively flat with a very low correlation value. This indicates that distance has a minimal impact on the dominant period characteristic of the Meteotsunami waveform. The analysis of Meteotsunami event duration at its location was carried out using average root mean square IRMS method. The recorded tsunami event at its location had remarkably long duration with an average span of approximately 5 days. The tsunami wave resulting from the eruption were influenced by seafloor shape and depth, particularly affected by Proudman resonance in specific areas. Tsunami height varied across Indonesia, showing no strong correlation with distance, and a similar pattern was seen in the dominant wave period with average around 40 minutes, consistent with LAM wave characteristic in the atmosphere. The highest tsunami height were observed in South Java, Bali, and Nusa Tenggara, possibly due to their proximity to deep ocean trends. Limited water level station made it challenging to confirm the same for the Banda Sea region. Shockwave from the Hunga Tonga volcano may enter Indonesia from the east to the west, but this direction didn't significantly affect the Meteotsunami maximum height. Although the Meteotsunami didn't cause substantial damage in Indonesia, it's crucial for government researchers and communities to understand the Meteotsunami threat and improve preparedness. And hence, early warning system and education can better equip Indonesia and vulnerable region to face potential Meteotsunami event in the future. For the conclusion, the eruption of the Hunga Tonga Hungapai volcano triggered shockwave that generate tsunami globally, including in Indonesia, detected by network water level sensor with maximum height between 2.8 and 22.6 centimeter and persist over 5 days. This tsunami height was influenced by the effective occurrence of proton resonance in deep water of Indonesia. Secondly, the impact of this Meteotsunami in Indonesia was not too significant, with maximum effect observed in the southern part of Java Island. And lastly, similar events, even from volcanoes with Indonesia, could occur in the future, potentially on maybe in different scale. This reminiscence of the historical Meteotsunami, even caused by the eruption of Krakatoa, which had a relatively significant impact on location far from its source. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for attention. Thank you.